president believe that millions voted illegally in this election, and what evidence do you have of widespread voter fraud in this election, if that's the case?
The president does believe that. He has stated that before. I think he stated his concerns of voter fraud and people voting illegally during the campaign.
Isn't it amazing the way they say there's no voter fraud?
They even want to try and rig the election at the polling booths.
1.8 million dead people are registered to vote, and some of them are voting.
This is not true. But using this as the basis, he has now created a presidential commission.
This commission is tasked with the sacred duty of upholding the integrity of the ballot box. Any form of illegal or fraudulent voting, whether by non-citizens or the deceased, and any form of voter suppression or intimidation must be stopped.
When President Trump and the White House try to explain what he means, they point to three sources. So the 2012 Pew study looked at inefficiencies in the US election system. The Pew researchers found that there were people on voter rolls who had died, and there were people registered in states where they just didn't live anymore. This is partly because the system is antiquated. A lot of it is based on paper, not electronic records. And the researchers of the study have said the president's use of their data to support voter fraud is just not accurate. The second study is from the Old Dominion University researchers, and they looked at non-citizen voting from the 2008 and 2010 elections. But the thing is, their sample size was really small, and there are a lot of other researchers who have criticized the research by Old Dominion. And while the researchers stand by what they did and their methodology, they do say that it does not support Trump's claims of wide voter fraud. Lastly, the administration says that voter fraud is supported by hundreds of cases of voting irregularities. There were maybe 300 cases of voter fraud, potential fraud or confirmed fraud, but that's a small percentage of the entire universe of ballots cast, like 1 billion ballots cast. It doesn't mean that there was widespread voter fraud, and certainly not enough to tip an election. So the president continues to claim that there were voting irregularities, that there were fraudulent votes in the 2016 election, and he continues to receive 4 Pinocchios for this unsupported claim.